Hello everybody, and welcome back to Let's Play Gabriel Knight, the 20th Anniversary Edition. Last time we did a bit more voodoo research, including coming to this pretty cool voodoo museum and learned quite a bit.
I'll be going.
Come back again.
Alright. So we learned about Marie Laveau. She is buried here, so let's go take a look at her tomb. Oh, hello there, sir. Watchman.
An old man tends the cemetery with movements akin to a slow draw.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah? What can I do for you?
Well, he looks like a weathered old man.
What can you tell me about voodoo?
They say it was part of an old religion from Africa, brought here by slaves.
What do you know about the voodoo movers?
Isn't it just awful, them finding those bodies with the voodoo things around them? I don't think there's any real voodoo going on. Somebody trying to cover their tracks is all.
That might be the case, but they seem to be using some very authentic voodoo attributes in their murders.
What can you tell me about New Orleans?
Seem like everyone wants to visit New Orleans at least once in their lives.
I do.
And they love the cemetery tours. I see tourists in here every day of the year.
Do you know anything about snakes?
Snakes? I see snakes around here all the time. Most of them aren't poisonous, of course. I don't mind snakes myself. Lots of folks are afraid of them.
What's the significance of St. John's Eve?
Well, St. John the Baptist is the patron saint of voodoo. Sometimes we get weird goings-on in the cemetery on that night. More often on a few nights before. People taking grave dirt, bones, and who knows what.
That's pretty disgusting.
Yep. Don't know what they do in them, but it can be pretty.
Yikes, no kidding.
Do you have any idea what Capri San Call means?
Nope. Can't say that I do.
I'm not having much luck with that phrase.
Do you know anything about Marie Laveau?
Sure. She was the voodoo queen of New Orleans. A powerful voodooienne and a powerful sorceress. Believers still come to her tomb, you know. They write secret marks on the walls, leave offerings. Then there's the tourists. They come out of curiosity. As a matter of fact, that big Dr. John fella from that voodoo museum, he's here at least once a day. But Marie Laveau's tomb isn't the only one the believers visit and make markings and leave offerings at.
Interesting. Dr. John said he liked to visit the cemetery every so often, but he kind of understated it since I guess he's here every day.
Do you know anything about animal masks?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, fair enough.
Tell me about yourself.
My name is Toussaint Gervais. I'm the watchman here at St. Louis No. 1.
What exactly do you do here?
Oh, I keep the place tidy, of course. A big part of my job, too, is looking out for the grievers, you know. People come to pay their respects, and they need looking out for. Sometimes they so grief-bound, they don't know what they doing.
Yeah, I can understand that. And if you've seen my Space Quest 6 Let's Play, this guy makes a guest appearance as the gravedigger there. Though it's the original Gabriel Knight version of him, of course.
Tell me about yourself.
That's about all there is to say.
Okay.
Tell me something about St. Louis Cemetery No. 1.
You know why the dead are buried in tombs and not in the ground, don't you? The water table's too high. Them coffins will float right out of their graves. Ha! Them dead will go floating right down into the Coda. Of course, if it were Mardi Gras, nobody'd even notice. It's a historical place. People buried in here from the Civil War. Back further, too. Take a look around. You'll see.
Yeah, that kind of thing has happened before. It's kind of morbid having coffins and corpses all of a sudden just floating down the river because of the water table rising and flushing them out. Ugh.
You said there were other mock tombs?
Yep. I've seen bull hearts left on tombs and a nest of vulture feathers, plates of peas and corn green. Animal parts, human parts even, it looked like. Male parts, if you get my meaning.
Oh,
And this is one of the great family crypts, mind you. Odd how them types just pick a spot and stick to it.
I wonder if it's still like that now in 2018.
You been working here a long time?
Longer than you've been alive, son. I may have to be here longer than you'll be alive, for that matter.
Kind of a quiet job you've got, isn't it?
Most of the time, yeah. They act up some at the full moon, though.
You must enjoy the company of dead folks.
Unlike the living, they ain't never given no reason to dislike them none.
How's business today?
About like every day. It's what you call a seller's market.
Alright, so, let's address this here that's kind of been hovering in the background.
Odd-looking marks adorn the Laveau tomb wall.
Interesting.
The wall doesn't work that way. The wall doesn't work. Gabriel can't take the marks with him that way.
That way? Well, there is another way. So this notebook here. Oh, this, I haven't been looking too much at this. But it just pretty much tells you what you already know. I don't want to look at the hints or anything. But there are there. I wonder what the star is. Oh, that's the special stuff. Okay. Anyway, let's take our sketchbook and copy down these marks.
I want a copy of these strange marks.
Alright.
The marks are reddish in color and remind Gabriel of crosses. They look like they've been here a few days at least.
So the red markings. And if you look down here.
Near the Laveau tomb is a piece of red brick. Undoubtedly a cast-off from spiritual graffiti writers.
Oh yeah, by the way, this guy moves around, so if you're playing along and he's not there at first, then just leave and come back or just wait here. He'll be here eventually. So anyway, yeah, it looks like this red brick is the thing that's used to make these marks. Seems like red brick is used in like a lot of voodoo or hoodoo stuff. I seem to remember it being used in oh gosh, there's a movie about hoodoo. I can't remember its name, like through the keyhole, something about a keyhole. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, okay. So we have that. So Marie Laveau's tomb is actually this way. Alright, here's the Gedde tomb.
The imposing tomb is elaborately labeled Gedde.
Interesting.
An angel draped dramatically over a stone plinth marks the entrance to a large tomb.
Oh, actually, no, the Laveau tomb was the one that was written on. Okay, the Gedde tomb. You would think this would be the Gedde tomb because it's so much fancier, but I guess not. Alright. Let's see what's inside. Why not?
The tomb door is securely shut against the material world.
That's understandable.
There's a small marble plate near the tomb doors.
What's that?
It's locked shut.
Oh, shoot. Okay, that's probably an electronic lock for the gates. That's fancy for something where you put dead people. I mean, like, unless you count, like, morgues, but, you know what I mean. Alright, that's all we can do here. So, where else can we go? Well, I think it's about time we visit a certain somebody. Let's go to the Greater New Orleans area. Let's see. Here we go. The Gedde Mansion. Let's go see Malia herself.
Perfectly groomed hedges run along the front of the porch.
Alright. This is a pretty place.
Potted roses mark the entrance to the house.
I'd love to make enough money to have a place like this someday.
The huge trees bear beards of Spanish moss.
Perhaps not this big, that'd be a bit too much. But just something that looks nice.
The Garden District is famous for its elaborate old plantation homes and mansions. This particular mansion is impeccably groomed. The windows are made of thick, heavy glass. The only thing Gabriel can see inside is even thicker drapery.
Oh, well, let's knock on the door here.
May I help you?
Hi there.
The man looks intellectual, polished, and impervious. He gazes at Gabriel with a superior eye. Gabriel wonders if he's Malia's secretary, bodyguard, butler, or something more personal.
I'd like to see Malia Gedde, please.
I'm sorry, but unless you have an appointment or official business, I cannot announce you.
I do have official business.
Really? Please tell me the nature of your business.
Encyclopedias?
Go away.
Well, that didn't work.
May I help you?
I'm selling these fine leather jackets.
I've got important
Yes. I'm waiting on
Oh, yeah.
some evidence of that, sir.
Magazines, 15 silverware polish. Let me in, wrong house. Well, what we do have is a badge that we got from Mosley.
My name is Detective Mosley. I'm here on police business.
Really? How interesting. Wait here. I'll inform Miss Gedde.
Alright. It better be worth it.
Miss Gedde will see you. Right this way.
My
Miss
gosh,
Gedde
this
will be down shortly.
freaking music straight from Leisure Suit Larry.
Thank you.
Man, this is a cool place.
What can I do for you, Detective?
Well, let's take a look around.
Beautiful women. They must be relatives.
They are.
And I love right here, that's the original artwork for Malia Gedde from Gabriel Knight 1, if I'm not mistaken.
Beautiful women.
They are.
Modern art.
More or less. It's a Picasso.
A Picasso? That looks a lot like an African piece. I don't think that's a Picasso. I might be wrong though, I'm no expert.
Harvard classics. Homer, Virgil. Maybe Malia wouldn't be impressed by a signed copy of one of Gabriel's novels.
I guess not. Wait, did Picasso even do sculptures? I doubt it.
The only thing Gabriel's likely to burn here is his bridges.
Nice statue. I like it.
Thank you. It's The Rebellious Slave by Michelangelo.
Cool.
Dante's Inferno. Nothing like a little light reading.
I dig it. I like that book. Alright,
The leather on the chair is as soft as butter. Gabriel's coat feels like rawhide in comparison. The side table probably costs more than Gabriel's shop.
no doubt.
Roses and gardenias give the air a sweet taste.
Alright, let's talk with her.
Undoubtedly proof that there is a god.
She is a very pretty lady.
Mind if I ask you a few questions, Miss Gedde?
I assume that's what you're here for, Detective.
A little this, little that, I guess. Dang, girl.
What can you tell me about voodoo?
Voodoo? Why would you want to know about that, Detective? It's rather silly, isn't it?
There's nothing silly about the voodoo murders.
But that voodoo is faked. That's what I've read in the papers.
That's what the papers say, all right.
But you're not convinced.
No, frankly, I'm not. The police department isn't known for its imagination.
Oh? Well, I can see that your imagination is considerable.
Oh, snap.
What do you know about the voodoo murders?
The murders? Only what I read in the papers.
And what do you read in the papers?
I'm sure you know much more about it than I, Detective.
I think she's already caught on to us. I don't know if you can hear my cat and his collar bell going off. Alright.
Tell me about your life in New Orleans.
The Gedde family came to New Orleans in 1800. We worked very hard to get where we are. On the other hand, we've done a lot for this community.
I can believe that. You're doing a lot for me right now.
Okay, tone it down, buddy. Come on.
Do you know anything about snakes?
I'm no expert. I don't fear them like most people do.
What can you tell me about St. John's Eve?
I believe it's some sort of local holiday, but I don't know much about it.
How do you not know much about it? Aren't you, native here?
What do you know about Marie Laveau?
I've heard of her, of course, but that's about it.
I'm sure. She seems to give very curt responses to anything involving voodoo.
Do you have any idea what Capri Sanko means?
No, I don't. What does it mean, Detective?
That's confidential information, ma'am.
Okay.
Do you know anything about animal masks?
Animal masks? I don't know what you mean.
Yeah. She's not giving us much, is she? I guess we can't expect too much.
Tell me about yourself.
I suppose I don't really have a choice. What do you want to know, Detective?
What kind of things interest you?
I don't have a lot of free time, but I do appreciate the arts. Opera, symphony, ballet, fine art. If you look around, you'll see that we collect African art, for example.
Yes, it's very beautiful.
It is, Detective. It means a great deal to me.
I do like the fine arts myself, but I feel like just those by themselves would get boring. You need a little bit more than that.
Do you have a career?
A career? Being the head of the Gedde family is a 24-hour-a-day job. We have many holdings and many responsibilities, financial and otherwise. The management of our business affairs and properties leaves me with time for little else.
Poor little rich girl?
Believe it or not, Detective, wealth does have its price.
I can believe that. Money just doesn't pop out of thin air. It's gotta be worked for.
Tell me about your family.
The Geddes? We're a very private family.
How many people are there in your family?
Well, my mother just passed away.
Oh, I am sorry.
So am I. She was a magnificent woman. We were very close. I was an only child.
And your father?
I never knew him.
It's hard to believe that any man would leave a woman like you, or like your mother must have been.
He did not leave, Detective. But that's really none of your concern.
I'm sorry. Go on.
There are, of course, other Geddes in the city. I have a large extended family.
I see.
Alright, that's good, I guess.
Do you have a husband, boyfriend?
I'm
Subtle.
very independent, Detective. The women in my family have always preferred it that way.
So, you've never been married?
No, and I never will be.
What about children?
Yes, that is likely. Someday.
So I guess that explains her father's situation, and she's gonna be like her mother, just get knocked up and have a baby, not worry about the daddy. Reminds me of Uhura from the Quest for Glory series.
I'd like to hear just about anything.
I have a business degree from Vanderbilt. I wanted to study psychology, but my family's interests came first.
Oh, why not something like law, then? Surely that would have been an asset to the family.
Law? Please. I do have some morals, Detective.
I'd like to hear just about anything.
For the record, I'm 28, Detective.
Dang, we're the same age.
I'd like to hear just about anything.
I have few friends. A woman in my position can't really afford them.
I'd like to hear just about anything.
I try to stay away from the media as much as possible. Last year there was that story about John Jr. and I. Phone didn't stop ringing for weeks. I prefer to keep my private life private. I would appreciate it if you'd keep my name away from any public association with the police, Detective.
Of course.
That's fair.
I wouldn't know where to begin.
As you wish, Detective.
Can you tell me anything about what happened out at the lake?
I wish I could. But I've never seen or heard anything unusual at the lake. And I do spend quite a bit of time out there.
Well, that's the basic thing we wanted to ask her about officially. But before we flirt with her, just do chat, because flirting is gonna end things.
This is quite a place.
Thank you. It's been in the family a long time.
Done anything exciting lately?
I'm sorry, but I'm very busy. Can we get to the point?
So what's new with you?
Nothing that would interest you, I'm sure, Detective.
Do you receive all your visitors in this library?
Usually, I feel more comfortable surrounded by things that I love.
So, you like books?
My books, my art, yes.
You know, we have a lot more in common than you might imagine.
I would love to chat about that sometime, Detective. But I'm really pressed at the moment.
She might be interested in St. George's book, and having a wealthy girl like her would definitely give our business a boost.
Excuse me, but your eyes are really distracting. I don't think I've ever seen a color quite like that brownish gold. It's so deep and rich. Man, if I could bottle that, I'd make a fortune.
Thank you, Detective. That's an interesting observation, though probably not relevant to your case.
A good detective never knows what might be relevant, Miss Gedde.
Then you must be truly exceptional at your job.
I can't help noticing that you're in incredible shape, Miss Gedde. Your legs are so strong. Do you work out at one of the clubs by the lake?
Well, Detective, I do enjoy physical activity.
Oh, me too.
Actually, I was referring to swimming and modern dance. I can't say that I do much exercising at the lake, though.
Ah, well, it was worth asking.
I think this has gone on long enough. You're not really a detective, are you?
Who, me? Well, I am on this case, Miss Gedde.
I saw you at the lake yesterday. I thought you must be with the police since you were there, but you don't act like a police officer. Besides, I'm rather certain that the other man said his name was Mosley.
All right, you caught me. I'm not with the police. My name is Gabriel Knight. I'm a writer working with Detective Mosley on a book.
Well, Mr. Knight, now that we've established who you are, perhaps you can tell me the real reason you're here.
Well, I am researching the book, and I thought you might have seen or heard something at the lake.
I don't like liars, Mr. Knight.
Okay, you're right. I really just wanted to see you again. You can be mad at me if you want, but I swear I've never done anything like this before.
Mr. Knight, you've lied about your identity and wasted my time with meaningless questions. If it weren't vaguely flattering, I'd really be angry. You're lucky I don't call the real police. I think you should go, Mr. Knight.
Malia, wait. If you just give me a chance.
I've wasted enough time. I'll have Robert show you out.
Yeah, that was a fat chance
Robert?
for us anyway.
Show Mr. Knight out, please.
I most certainly will.
Thank you very much. I had a lovely time. Ah, shit.
Well, that was a dead end. Oh well, so where will we go next? Let's find out next time on Let's Play, not Let's Pray, Gabriel Knight, the 20th Anniversary Edition. Thank you for watching and have a good day.